You can buy either of these cameras for $30. Which one would you buy? This first camera is the Terra 12 from Wildgame. It's got some good features, but it also has some wonky shit that goes on with it. First things first, that I really don't like, these right here. They come with two bungee straps, and that's the mounting for this camera. You hook one on one side, around the tree, hook it on the other side. The problem is, look at how small these are. It doesn't give you a whole lot of room for a big tree. Now, on the back, it does have a strap area, but it doesn't come with a strap. The other thing that it doesn't come with is a tripod mount. There's no way to mount the tripod to have it screw into a tree. The only way you could do it is if you bought a system that allowed you to strap the camera to the mount so that you could mount it up high. The way you set this camera is this bottom trap door opens up. It's a latch, it drops open, and you can see in behind here is your batteries. So this little switch here, here's your SD card. It takes 8 AA's. These 4 buttons here are how you adjust the features. The power button, long hold, turns the camera on. You can set the time and date. This is the other thing about this camera. It doesn't have a lot of features. So you can set the time and date. You can see how many photos it takes, and you can choose whether you want to take pictures or whether you want to take video. Now, a lot of cameras you can choose whether you want to take 1 picture, 3 pictures, you want to take it every 15 seconds, every minute, every 5 minutes. This camera doesn't allow you to change any of those settings. This camera is the Tasco. It's got a little bit more features that you would expect from a trail camera that the Wildgame doesn't have. It does have that tripod mount. That means that you can screw it into a mount, put it up in a tree, stick it up under a log, mount it any way you want to. It also comes with a strap instead of bungee cords. You also open this camera like a traditional trail camera. Clips on the sides, the door swings open, you got the gasket around the edge. You only get 3 buttons. Turns on by pushing it up. Countdown starts from 10, and once then it's ready to arm. Now, if you go in the middle, you can actually set your stuff. This camera allows you to set 1, 3 picture, or video. This camera has way more features than the Wildgame. It allows you to set a delay. It allows you to choose whether you want to format the card inside the camera. The Wildgame doesn't allow any of that. Now, with that said, there might be a difference in image quality. So let's go ahead and take a look at what each one of these cameras looks like from a picture standpoint, and we'll take a look at it from the video standpoint. A lot of people are going to say, well, why would you buy a $30 camera? If you're hunting public land or vast open places where you got to cover a lot of ground, a lot of people aren't willing to spend $300-400 or even $100 for cameras that they're going to let out that might get stolen. The other side benefit to that too is I can buy 3 of these, either one that you choose, for the same price as it would cost me to buy, say, 1 good Browning. What I then do is I put these cameras out all over the place. And if it comes down to the time where I think I want to get a little bit better of an image of a certain area, or I need more advanced features like a time lapse, then I'll use my more expensive cameras. But these cameras can do the initial check. Am I getting movement in the morning? Am I getting movement midday? Am I getting movement at night? Am I only getting movement in the rut? When I have cameras all over the place, I can have a whole bunch of different eyes doing one thing. If I can't only afford to buy 1 camera because I only have $100 to spend, well, then I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot when I can get 3 of them for the same price and have them everywhere. And then I can start to tighten that noose as it gets closer in the season. I can say, well, you know what? Over here, I'm going to hunt this in the morning because the deer are on this food source and they come back to the bedding area. Or, you know what? They came from over here, but they were only here right at evening. They weren't here in the morning. So it allows me to narrow in a lot faster. Now, the one thing that comes to trail cameras like this is you got to learn to set your expectations accordingly. You know, a lot of guys will expect that they're going to have stellar photos, that they're going to have HD video. When you're compromising in money, you're compromising in features. But when this stuff gets really expensive, That's where you get your better video quality. That's where you get your better sound quality. Some of these don't even have sound. Those come with the higher end cameras that give you sound that goes with the video. I've never found that sound really mattered in a trail camera. So for 30 bucks, I would much rather have a couple of these all over the place. This camera can even be had cheaper than 30 bucks. And the postseason, which is soon coming, a lot of times they'll clearance these bad boys out at like 20 bucks. And I'm pretty sure this camera was already clearanced at like 30 bucks. So they both have different features. From a pure trail camera standpoint, this one has a little bit more. It has that tripod mount. It comes with a strap, has the ability to set delay. Now this camera right here might offer better quality imagery. It all depends on what you really want, but for 30 bucks, I don't think you can go wrong with either as long as they stay up and running. And a lot of people I know are reporting that this camera, they've got 2-3 years in the woods non-stop, and it's running just fine. This camera right here, it's been out all season long. In this camera, you get a lot more what you would think of as a traditional trail camera. You get, you know, the tripod mount, the strap, the programmability is a little bit higher. This camera right here is ultra simple. A kid could probably even run this. He wouldn't need to know too much about it other than how to turn it on, put batteries in it, and that would pretty much be it. Both of them are 30 bucks. Take your pick.